Hello Duke fans. Cameron Boozer's monstrous performance leads Duke basketball to victory over Stanford. How much can this guy help the team and how much of a monster is he on the court? Let's get to the news, but first, subscribe to the channel and keep receiving Duke news. Cameron Boozer transformed discomfort into dominance, and Duke basketball reaped the rewards of a performance that said much more than the final numbers. After a lackluster first half in the previous game, with only 4 points and 3 rebounds, the rookie entered the court in Stanford with a different attitude, a different energy, and a level of aggression that defined the course of the game from the first possession. The result was a resounding 80-50 victory at Maples Pavilion, built with authority, maturity, and a clear understanding of what the team can be under Jon Scheyer's leadership. From the opening minutes, it was clear that Boozer had decided this was going to be his game. He scored the first 6 points of the game attacking the paint, established physical and mental presence, and quickly put Duke in control. By halftime, the forward had already produced 20 points and 9 rebounds, numbers that alone surpassed Stanford's entire offensive output in the first half. The 35-19 lead reflected not only individual talent but also the blue team's ability to impose rhythm, defensive intensity, and clarity of purpose on the road. Scheyer made a point of highlighting that the greatness of the performance wasn't just about the impressive double-double of 30 points and 14 rebounds. For the coach, the difference lay in the competitive response of a player who wasn't satisfied with what he had shown previously. Boozer came in determined to dominate, and this mentality infected the rest of the team. The strong start, something often decisive in games away from Durham, had him as its main driving force. The matchup also carried special symbolism, pitting the two top scorers in the ACC against each other. Boozer, averaging 22.8 points, faced Ibuka Okere, a Stanford freshman coming off a historic performance against North Carolina. The expectation of a balanced duel, however, was short-lived. While Boozer was aggressive, efficient, and decisive, Okere struggled from the start, pressured by a well-organized defense and Dame Sarr's consistent performance. The result was an atypical night for the Cardinals' main player, limited to 9 points and plagued by turnovers. Duke basketball knew how to exploit each of their opponent's weaknesses. The team converted 56% of their shots, distributed the score better, and maintained constant defensive intensity. Isaiah Evans and Patrick Ngongba complemented the offensive work with solid performances, while the team functioned fluidly, without rushing. Even when Stanford attempted a comeback in the first half, reducing the deficit to 8 points, the response was immediate, with a sequence that restored tranquility and even resulted in a forced 24-second timeout after an opponent's call. In the second half, any hope of a change in the scenario was quickly neutralized. A flagrant foul on Ngongba, followed by free throws and an alley-oop, widened the lead and made it clear that Duke would not allow a close game. The difference never fell below 16 points again, and the only remaining question was how long Boozer would stay on the court and what individual milestones he could achieve. The defensive impact also deserves highlighting. After limiting Cal to his lowest score of the season, Duke basketball repeated the pattern, holding Stanford to just 50 points and 35% shooting. In a gym where the Cardinal had recently knocked out top 20 teams, the blue team showed consistency, discipline, and maturity, characteristics highlighted by Scheyer at the end of the game. The victory represented more than just an impressive result. It was a clear sign of collective growth and a developing identity. The West Coast Tour, internally considered a test to understand who this team can become, ended with a rare feat: 2 away wins against newly integrated conference opponents. Duke now has 28 wins in its last 29 ACC games, a statistic that reinforces the solidity of the project and its ability to respond to logistical and competitive challenges. More than just a memorable game by Cameron Boozer, The Night in Stanford offered a true portrait of a Duke basketball team that learns from its own stumbles, adjusts its energy, and thrives in moments of maximum demand. Share your opinion.